Guys, we have two announcements. First of all, thank you guys all for coming on a night like this. It's absolutely one of our best turnouts. Thank you to everybody who came. Bezrat Hashem. Round of applause for yourselves. Guys, second of all, the second round of applause is going to go to the Rabbi, who has his own shul, has his own family, came all the way here in the rain last minute. Thank you to the Rabbi. So, guys, if you're already here, let's make the most out of it. Turn off your phone, not on. If you're already here, make the most out of every situation. Last thing is, guys, this Saturday night, 1:15 a.m. in this room, we're doing SLICHOT. SLICHOT is something you say before the new year. It's asking for forgiveness. We sing, we talk to God and ask Him for forgiveness. So guys, there's no excuses. Guys, we do it every night across the street, but Saturday night, there's no excuses. So Saturday night, please everybody be here. We're starting at 1:15 a.m. Go to wherever you want, the one hotel, this, that. We're here at 1:15. Okay, so now it's time for the Rabbi to take over.
This is the real after party, or before party. I'm not sure what's the schedule over here. It depends what you take, but in 1:15 it's here. Guys, I came here to scream one word that I'm sure many of you know, and it says ELUL. Jonathan, can you help me? I need to scream ELUL. I didn't have this here yet. And when you scream that, you bring blessing to yourself. It's the name of the month, the Hebrew month, the last month of the year, because Tishrei, Rosh Hashanah is the first month of the year. So when you say ELUL, that it's referred to, we're ready for the new year, we're ready for blessing, we're ready for happiness, we're ready for shidduchim, we're ready for miracles, we're ready for parnasa, we're ready for briut. This is the time that you say, God, I want to be close to you. I want to get the biggest piece of the cake. You know, the closest you are, the more you take. I'm Israeli. We don't wait in line. We don't do those things. You know, you push. So now is the time. You make it happen. And I want to scream the word ELUL because I didn't do it. I'm afraid in Surfside people are very fancy. You don't scream. But here we can do it. ELUL, 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 ELUL. Guys, with me. 3, 2, 1. ELUL. There is reception. What? Guys, you just got an amazing year with take it. Okay, that's it. Very exciting. All right, guys, it's very, very special to be here. Daniel, thank you so much for the opportunity, for the excitement. See so many people in the rain. In the rain, it's not easy, but more challenges we have, more we want to make it. Because that's who we are. When it's easy, it's boring. You don't want it. Right? Gross. When you're playing hard to get, more people interested, right? That's usually what happens. When it's more difficult, you want it. When it's easy, you don't. So we said to the Yetzirah, we said to the evil inclination, you're going to make it hard, we will find a way. And I came to the parking lot over here and I see people that they started to drive 6 months ago, I think, because you see, like the parking over there is a whole, Baruch Hashem. It was beautiful to see it, but I love it because they found their way in life, Today, no one likes to be between the lines. That's what I hate to park in a regular parking lot. Why? Because you have to be between the lines. And we're not between the lines. We're outside the box, so that's why I'm always parked on the back of the shul. By the way, don't steal my spot. But this is always empty and it's elevated a little bit, so there is no flood over there. See? So we don't like to be between the lines. We want to do our own thing. But how we can do it, especially this month? What's so special about it? We talk about SLICHOT. What's the idea to do SLICHOT? You know that when you ask for forgiveness, and any of you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you know that you, especially the boys, you always need to say sorry, right? That's part of the relationship, right? Sorry, apologize, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're gonna learn that's basically how things work. There's even a song in Hebrew that says that you're right, at tzodeket. Any of you know the song? את צודקת, את צודקת, את צודקת, את צודקת, את צודקת, את צודקת. 4 minutes, guys. The best shalom baitim. The best thing. You're coming home, you have an amazing Moroccan wife. Usually it's Moroccan, but can be even Ashkenaz. And you come home and you get you and your mom and this, blah, 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 blah. And you just start thinking, God, solve, and that's it. Solve the situation. Solve the situation. So the thing is, we talk about forgiveness, right? And we're coming to God and we say, Slicha, Chatanu, Avinu, Pashanu. What's the point? Does God need our forgiveness? God is God. Doesn't have emotions, feelings, doesn't get offended by us, doesn't like, oh my God, cannot believe it. Doesn't make drama, right? That's not what he does.
Yeah, but you're supposed to sell them on coming to SLICHOT.
Wait for that, man. So what's the point? You saying slichot, slichot, slichot. But really, we're doing slichot for God. The Rambam is telling us, Rabbi Moshe ben Maimon was living many, many, many years ago, around 800 years ago in Spain. And was an amazing guy, by the way. Was a philosopher, was a doctor. And he says on his Ilchot Teshuvah that if you want to do Teshuvah, it means if you want to get closer to Hashem, you want to fix what you did in the past, there is 3 steps into it. Step number 1, what is step number 1? It's called vidui. No, we just started now, we're ready. Vidui, it means that you say, you confess in words, you actually says, I did ABC, was not good, right? That's step number 1. It's to recognize what you have done. Step number 2, it's called Kabbalah Le'atid. It's to accept on yourself to do what? To be better in the future. But this is not enough. There's another thing. The last step when we went to do Teshuvah, and it's called Charata. You know what is Charata? Charata, it means to regret. To regret. Ever happens to you a situation that you make a decision and then you feel bad about it and you regret? Ever happens to you? Someone offered me to buy Bitcoin years ago, and I told them, what is Bitcoin? Come on, man, come here. And here I am. This is regret, guys, this is regret. Honestly, same thing happened. I came to Miami 10 years ago, and I drove by Surfside. There was maybe 2 or 3 restaurants over there back then, not like today. And I went inside Surfside to cut the traffic, Israeli again, and I see a house for sale, 550,000. And I'm like, nah, who's gonna live here? It's a lame town, Surfside. And again, here I am. 5 times the price today.
5 million.
I don't know, 5 million, but the concept is sometimes you can do something, you have an opportunity. I'm not saying that 10 years ago I had $500,000, but you get the concept. You have an opportunity and you can do something and you don't do it. Don't do it. Same thing in relationship. You come into amazing class and you want to find your soulmate, right? As Mendel told me, guys, we have an IDF guy over here who just came from Israel. So his name is Mendel, but his nickname is Blue Eyes. Just saying. So the concept is that you coming here and he says, Shidduchim, right? It's all about Shidduchim. So you have an opportunity. You walk around, you see someone you like, say something. Don't lose the opportunity. Because then you go home and what's going to happen? You're going to talk to the mirror. You have those conversations, or it's only me? If you talk to the mirror and you have it? Okay, it's Syrian, that's what we do, right? You start with compliments. You're amazing, I love you, you're the best, you're so handsome, to the mirror, right? And then it's like, I wish I will do, I wish. Stop saying I wish. Do it. Do it, right? Nike, thank you. There was a Mr. Nike over here who represent Nike. How much you getting? $1 billion a season? But I saw a guy over here representing Nike, right? I always said, I'm not wearing brand. I don't see Mr. Nike, I don't know who is, if he's a real guy, wearing a Massri brand. I don't see him doing that. So I'm gonna wear his brand, right, Jonathan? Doesn't make any sense. If he will start wearing my brands, I will consider have Nike. But just do it! Just do it, that's the concept. Regret It's the understanding that we have opportunities in life and we just like missing them. Why? Why? Because you have the wrong habit, because you're lazy, you're afraid, you're scared, you have insecurity issues, you're just like whatever. Part of doing teshuvah is not just says, oh, slicha. It's not just, oh, in the future I will. It's to regret for not doing the right thing yesterday. Why it's so important? Why God wants it, we're going to be in a bad mood. Like we don't have issues. Half of the guys over here are taking pills for teshuvah. We are depressed, man. Every morning you wake up. What's going to happen today? Right? Oh my God, again. If you're a salesman, you're making phone after 2 calls, you're like, that's it, I'm not good at it. Seriously, God wants us to be depressed, to regret things, and we all young over here, right? You want to start with that kind of feeling the year. So what's the point? What's the point? The thing is that when we come to do slichot, there is a big mistake, or misunderstanding, I will say, when people think that we're coming, if you're Sephardic, you come to sing, right? It's night of, we call it night of inspiration. Night of unity, of love, of connection, right? And if you're Ashkenaz and you go to the Slichot of Ashkenaz people, that it doesn't start now, it started the week before Rosh Hashanah. So it's a night of screaming, night of crying, I'm not sure how they call it. And you ask yourself, what's the point? We really be singing? Because Chatanu Lefanecha, I'm sure you all know. Chatanu Lefanecha. What is Chatanu Lefanecha? We have sinned. We have sinned. Chatanu, people think it's Chatanu Lefanecha. The Chatan is in front of you. It's not the Chatan. It's Chatanu. We have sinned. We're sinners. You sing to Hashem. You sing to Hashem. And you take responsibility of being a sinner and you're singing. Come cry, talk to Hashem, convince them to give you a better year. The concept is that when we're doing shlichot, it's not about asking Hashem for forgiveness. That's maybe the results of what we're doing. That's maybe going to be the consequences of our actions, but that's not what we do. Let me tell you what we're doing. Today, it's a very special day. Many of you, I don't think we're even alive. 9/11, 23 years ago. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean, yeah? Most of you are 22 years old. Yeah, so I was 10 years old. Once I was 10 years old, 9/11 happened. And I remember that. I was in the middle of, I was afternoon, it was a class, it was in Israel. And I had only one teacher with cell phones because we were in Bnei Brak, so it's like 500 years ago. That's how you live there, till today. So the guy came and we were sitting all the class and he says, hey, there is something happened. We didn't really know what happened, but we knew something crazy happened. And I remember it was the whole world changed. Everything changed. If you had a flight before, you just go to the airport and easy. Now they check you, the TSA, the this, the that. Everything changed. The policy, the security, the connection, politics, economy, everything changed. Everything. It was a crazy day. If you were alive, more than 5-6 years old, you know exactly what's happening this day. You remember, you ask anybody, you ask your parents, ask your friends that they were actually there, they remember everything. Why? Why? If you ask me something that happened 2 weeks ago, nobody knows. No one knows. Ask someone, what happened on 9/11 of 2014? People were like, 2014, there was a year, this number? Like, no one even remember the year. So what's really happened? The Torah is telling us that Abraham was getting old. Abraham Zaken Baba, have you heard about Abraham? Yeah, this guy, exactly. It was amazing. He was open-minded. He used to invite Arabs to his house. If he was living today, maybe it was lefty. I'm not sure. But he had chas v'chayla. He was influencing everybody. That's what he did. No, he had a tent open, four corners, and he was like, everybody is welcome, right? he was, standing there in one of the doors or the entries, and he's like Mimuna, you know what, Casablanca, you know what I'm talking about. That's what he did all day long, inviting people to his house. And this Abraham was getting old, and the Torah is telling us, "Ve'Avraham zaken baba yamim." Abraham was old, and he came with the days. What it means, baba yamim? What, he had a suitcase with all the days? What exactly he did? So there is a concept in the Zohar, Kabbalah, that says that every night when you go to sleep, or some of you guys every morning when you go to sleep, your neshama goes to Hashem, and they check what happened that day, how you behave, what you accomplished, right? And the Zohar says, it's a crazy concept according to Kabbalah. You know who is going to testify for you or against you, God forbid? Who is the witness of how you spend your day? Huh? Yourself? You're going to be against yourself? I hear you, some people. Who is yourself? Right? Some people, they don't know who they are. Right? Because if you have a challenge, right? Let's say you want to eat the burger, but you decided you're on diet, okay? Like I'm on diet between meals, okay? So you want to eat, but then you tell yourself, it's not good for me, no bueno. And then you're like, but only today, like tomorrow I will start. After the holidays, now it's so easy. Everything after Sukkot. Everything, business, shidduchim, briut, everyone is like, talk to me after Sukkot. It's so easy. The Goyish people, they don't know what you're talking about. It's like 2 months, man, you just had this summer, 2.5 months. Talk to me after the holidays. So you have a challenge, right? It's between you and yourself. Who is you and who is yourself? Right? Like the song is teaching us, just me, myself, and I. So, how are you dealing with that? The thing is that the Zohar said that the day itself, the day comes to testify how you use it. For example, if you have an employee, so you're going to call the employee and say, how did you work today? How much you accomplished, right? The day itself, he come to testify what happened. So you know what this means, Baba Yamim? He come with all the days. And all the days basically testified and witnessed that Abraham was amazing. This is one concept. But there is another understanding of what it means coming with the days. Coming with the days, it means that every day was important. You know why we remember 9/11? Why we remember October 7? Everybody. Why? Because it's a crazy day. It was painful. It touched everybody. Doesn't matter who you are, what you do. And you remember that. You remember everything. It's crazy. Like I remember walking to shul, a guy stopped me and says, Rabbi, you heard what happened? I'm like, what happened? He says, no, in Israel. He didn't even know. He's like, I heard 300 people got killed by Hamas. I was like, forget it, it's not happening. And I went to shul thinking like it was a joke or something. And then little by little, you hear more news, the security, the cleaning lady comes and says, Rabbi no tiene que saber que la paloma and she's like, no, Rabbi no I was like, okay. And then little by little, you get into the understanding something is happening, right? But you don't know yet. So you say, I hear the news, but then it's Simchat Torah. So you want to dance and you have l'chaim, and who can say no to a good tequila? So you drink, and then another guy says, Rabbi, I think it's not a good time for that. It's not. And little by little, you get the understanding that, wow, this is not a good day. It's Simchat Torah, it's a holiday, it's happiness, but something crazy is going on. And I remember every second of this day, every conversation. I remember what I wear because it's easy, it's always black and white. You remember everything that happened. You know what it means, Baba Yamin? That every day is important for you. You don't just, I was sitting today with someone and says, hey, how was yesterday? How's the week? And he's like, just another day. He says, what? What do you mean just another day? Every day is the most important day in your life. Every day, it's the only day in your life. Because yesterday doesn't exist anymore. Where is yesterday? Find me yesterday. Huh?
In the past.
Oh, it's in the past. Where is past? Can we go there to find yesterday?
Just happened.
No?
Behind you.
Doesn't exist, right? It's in the past. Lo que pasó. Doesn't exist anymore. Hi. And tomorrow, what about tomorrow? What about tomorrow? Nothing. It's only today, guys. You have 24 hours in your life. That's what you have. That's it. That's it. 24 hours. What you doing? You productive? You using it? Every hour, it's so important. Every hour. What are you doing? And you know, if you do calculation, if you're good with numbers, so 24 hours times 60 times fractions of a moment, you're doing so much that you can do, right? You know how you check how much you can do in a minute? How you check? You put something in the microwave for a minute, and that minute, it's so long, you go to the restroom back and forth twice. You make a phone call to your grandma, how are you, how's everything? You go back to the kitchen, it's still, you look inside, maybe someone is cooking the food over there. It's going and going. That's how I realized how much is every minute. How much is every minute? There was a story of Chafetz Chaim. Chafetz Chaim, his name was Rabbi Meir HaKohen Miradin. He was a great rabbi. He wrote the Mishnah Berurah, he wrote the Shmirat HaLashon. Talk about how to really give a proper value to every word we're saying. Because those words are creating reality. So the Chafetz Chaim, he had a yeshiva in Radin. It was a yeshiva in Russia, in Lithuania, someone in the border over there. They used to change every day. So, one of the rabbis in the yeshiva was not feeling good. And all the students, they got scared. They says, like, what's going to happen? We like this rabbi, how we can help them, but how are they going to help? So they decided that each one of them will give time to the rabbi. Time. Imagine. So one guy gave a week, another guy gave a month, this guy gave 2 days. They're giving time so the rabbi will live. And they collected, they did, like we do fundraising, they did time raising. Imagine. How much you give? 6 hours, okay, how much? And people giving time so they can have a gift to the rabbi. He said, hey, we collected for you 3 years, 5 months, and 7 days, and 3.5 hours. Beautiful. So they came at the end, after they collect lots of time, they came to Chafetz Chaim and it says, Rabbi, you're the last one. We want to, collect from you some time to the other rabbi, and then we're gonna give him the gift. So he's thinking and he says, wow, that's very special. Let me think about it, come tomorrow. They were shocked. Come on, Rabbi, give something. But he's Jewish, it's difficult for him. So he says, come tomorrow. Okay. Chafetz Chaim, talking about big rabbi. Everything by him is like, his level of knowledge was crazy. He needs a day to think how much he will give to his colleague, to another rabbi. Okay. They come the next day, and he say, all of the students are waiting there. Imagine, they had like maybe 400 guys in yeshiva, they all come. They want to hear how much Chafetz Chaim will give. They says like, probably going to give 10 years of his life. Someone gets said, no, 10 years is too much. Maybe going to give a year of his life. He needed to think about it. He asked his wife maybe. He did She'elat Chalom. He asked God. I don't know what he did. So they all come and they're like, squeezing and says, okay, how much you going to give? So he's looking at everyone and he says, after thinking a lot and staying up almost the whole night, thinking and thinking, I think that I will give him a minute. Give him a minute. Everybody was like, Rabbi, waiting for you. A minute? He says, yes. You know what you can do in a minute? You can change a life of a person in a minute. You know what? You can change the life of someone in a second. I don't know if I ever told you, but it's a true story that happened in yeshiva when I was in Israel. Crazy thing. How you can change the life of a person in a fraction of a second. I was a guy, one day is getting married, soon by all of you, the singers, Be'ezrat Hashem, Chatunot. מחשבות טובות, he's getting married, and part of the wedding, you have two witnesses under the chuppah. There's two guys, they come, and they watch that you give the ring, and they look, and they approve that, and they sign on the ketuvah, Hazak u'baruch, two witnesses. So this guy getting married, and he sent an invitation to a random person, and he sent them, an invitation, the guy doesn't know. He opened the invitation and says, please, come to my wedding, it's next week, in Yerushalayim, this and that, social, whatever, rental space, and I want you to be the witness in my wedding. The guy's looking, it's a big kavod. You're gonna be a witness in a wedding of someone. He says, who is this guy? Who is it? He look, he says, the kala, the chatan, the parents. I don't know those people. He look on the invitation, this side, that side. The English part, doesn't know what's going on. But he has to go, because he's going to be the witness. So he's going there. And he's coming, and he doesn't know no one. And people ask him, hey, who are you? You from the side of the chatan or the side of the kala? Those questions? So as boys in yeshiva, we used to just go randomly to a wedding just to eat dinner, right? Listen, there was no food in yeshiva. So I'm coming one time to an event, and it was nice buffet, enjoying myself. And then there's a guy comes and says, hey, how are you? You look very happy. I see you enjoying the food. From which side, like who? I says, I'm from the side of the kala, He says, man, it's a bar mitzvah. So, this guy says, okay, I'm coming, and he comes to the wedding, and he doesn't know nobody, but he's the witness. Okay, he's walking in the aisle, la 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 la, and he's getting there on the chuppah. He look at the chatan, and he doesn't know the guy. Look at the kala, he's embarrassed because chas v'chalila is a fruit. He's like a little bit to the side, from the corner, It's like, who doesn't know, doesn't recognize. So he says to the chatan, I'm in the right wedding. What's your name? He says, Reuben, you sent me an invitation to be a witness. He says, yeah. He says, who are you, man? He says, oh, you know what? And the chatan is like doing to the rabbi, 1 second, taking the mic, and he says, guys, I want to share with you what happened 8 years ago. 8 years ago, he's getting married, he was like 23. 8 years ago, he's 15. What happened when you were 15? He says, I went to yeshiva. I was very young, it was my first year. And unfortunately, terrible things happened in his family. And he finds himself lonely. Father doesn't care about him, the mother doesn't care. And he wasn't the smartest guy in class. And no friends, no family. Little by little, he's getting depressed. And he decided that it's too much for him. And so much stress in yeshiva, and the rabbis doesn't understand them. And there is lots of learning. And he just like, I don't have a family, I don't have friends, no one cares about me. I don't see where is God in the picture. Forget it, there's no reason for me to live. And he decided, God forbid, to commit suicide. 15 years old. He says no one cares, no one will feel it, no one will notice, that's it. And he says, you know what? That's it, I will do it. So that's the last day he decided to do it. And he says, I'm going to go to yeshiva last time to kiss the ark, to kiss the Aron Kodesh, and to say bye to the yeshiva. That's it. And he's overwhelmed with his decision. It's crazy, it's terrible. Unfortunately, no one was there to realize that he's about to do it. And he's walking into the yeshiva. And this is basically the last 10 minutes of his life. The last time he's going to be in the yeshiva. He's walking there. And because he was so obviously stressful and he didn't know what's going on, his shirt was like that. That was his shirt. So he's walking to yeshiva like that. And then one random guy from the back is doing like fixing it to him and doing like that and he said, I'm fixing. So he's walking and then says, oh, wait a minute. Someone just fixed my shirt. Someone saw me. Someone cares about me. Someone saw that I was not organized and he fixed my shirt. Oh my God. I am important. Someone is looking at me. Wow. And then he's looking in the back, and you see that guy is one of the older guys in yeshiva. He's like a chashuv guy, he's important. He says, wow, this guy looked at me, and he fixed my shirt. Wow, I'm so important. He says, you know what? I'm gonna try one more week. He go back to his room, and he washes his face, and he's like overwhelmed with everything that happened. And he says, you know what, God? One more week, I'm gonna give you. And that week, everything changed. He was happy. He says, people actually look at me, they care about me, I'm important, I have a future, I have a potential, let me try it out. And he goes, and then every time he's going around this guy and he's like, waiting that he again will fix his shirt, but he feels important. And from that week, Baruch Hashem was able to go higher and higher, to work on himself after lots of, obviously, he went to his Rabbi, he was talking to them, and little by little, Baruch Hashem, everything was good, to a point that 8 years later, he's under the chuppah about to get married. And then he's looking at the random guy that he invited to be with us and says, you were the guy who fixed my shirt 8 years ago. You not just saved my life. I'm here standing under the chuppah, getting married, we'll have kids because you fixed my shirt 8 years ago. How was that? A second, less than a second. But that action was so important that he was able to save a life of a person. That this person was able to grow, to get married, to have family, to have life. Why? Because he realized someone cares about me. You walk in this room. You walk in the street, in your job, in shul, Rosh Hashanah, you smile to someone. Says, hey, how are you? How's everything? You change his life. You don't know. You're going to someone and give a compliment. Compliments are free. Free. Says, hey, I'm so happy to see you. How are you? How's everything? That's it. Every moment in your life is so important. And you know what? If you think that you cannot change lives of people, that you cannot help people, I'm sure each one of you can help at least one person. At least one person. Yourself. Yourself. You're the person that you can help. He says, you know what? If God gave me this opportunity, God's gonna give me. If God gave me today, I will use today. Avraham Avinu, every day for him was so important, was so special, he used it. Avraham Zaken, Baba Yamim. Every day for Avraham was 9/11. Not in a negative way, Chas v'Chalila, but was so important he remembered every moment of his life. He used every moment of his life. When we're doing teshuvah, we talk about the process of teshuvah. There is two ways to change yourself. Two ways. So let's say you getting angry, you have anger issues, okay? That's most of us today, the generation that we have no patience. No patience. So everything bothers you, right? What do you do when things bother you? What do you do? Nothing? You only go, no, feel comfortable. You throw things, right? Yeah, get upset. We get upset. Some of us are loud, some of us are quiet, some of us are passive aggressive, but we do things. We get upset. How you deal with that? So if you work on yourself, you're not gonna do what you're usually doing when you get upset. But that means that you change yourself? No. You're the same guy. You're the same guy. It means if you change the reaction of what you feel, doesn't mean you change yourself. You know what it means to do teshuvah? It's the last step. When you regret, you're becoming a new person. You're totally a new person. You're not the same person that was before. And you all wants to be successful. You all wants to have blessings in your life. You want happiness. You want a good wife. You want a good husband. You want to have amazing kids. You want to have money. You want to feel good, right? You want all of those good things. The only way for you to get those things is to work on that yourself. So you earn that, you acquire that, you deserve it because you work on yourself. You become a better person every day. You go higher and higher and higher. Those are the things, that's how things work. So when Daniel is inviting you to come for SLICHOT, there is, I'm coming for SLICHOT to sing, to enjoy, or I'm coming to SLICHOT to elevate myself. I'm coming to be a better version of myself. Because month of ELUL, it's not a preparation for Rosh Hashanah. That's a big mistake. Month of ELUL, it's the last month of the year. It's the most important month of the year. You know what is month of ELUL? If you guys have a business, the end of the year, what you do in the business? You check the numbers. You take the P&L, balance sheet, fixed cost of goods sold. You start to check those things. I was a CFO before, you know. And you check the numbers, and you put everything, and you check how much you spend, how much you earn, how much you make, everything. Why? Because now is the tablets. The whole year, blah, 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 blah. Right? We call it in Miami, palabra people. You know, you talk. The end of the year, you have everything on the report. You want to see what you did. Month of ELUL is the last month of the year. You ask yourself, what happened last year? The last 11 months, I'm the same person as the year before. Did I change? Did I change for good? I have more friends. I'm more connected to myself, to God. I met someone that maybe I have a future with. I'm respecting my parents more than before. I learn more things. I make more money. I'm doing more exercise. Like something changed. That's month of ELUL. When we do SLICHOT, we don't asking God for forgiveness. It's not what we do. Because God doesn't need our forgiveness. You know who we ask forgiveness? Ourselves. We says, Yair Massri, 2 months ago, what happened with you? What happened? Did you did the right thing? Slicha mechila kapara, for myself. Because I had the opportunity. Cannot lower God, but you can lower yourself. Cannot elevate God, but you can elevate yourself. When you come to SLICHOT, when you talk and you sing, when you sing it and you enjoy it, you feel the energy. When you have the good vibes around you, everyone is connected, everyone feels special. This is the moment that you tell yourself, I'm going higher. I'm going to upgrade the game. I'm going to prove to myself that this coming year is going to be better than previous year. Because I'm always going higher and higher. Sometimes it's difficult. Not all the days are the same, right? Which says in Arabic, Yom Asal, Yom Basal. One day is good and one day is better. That's how things work. When you now going to go for SLICHOT and you're going to talk to Hashem, talk to yourself. Talk to yourself and say, I want to be the best version of myself. I want that every day will be important. I'm not counting the days to Rosh Hashanah. I make my days count. That's what I do. Because every moment that God gave me, it's so special. It's unique. It's important. And I can do it. I must do it. I will do it. This is SLICHOT all about. Is to open the book and to say, I'm opening myself for options, for opportunities, for lots of things that I can do. That you're the only one that can do it. How I know that you're the only one that can do it? How you know that you're the only one that can do it? Because if someone else can do your job, you won't be here. You're here because God says that you're the only one that can do your job. No one else can do it. No one else can do it. So you're here, Mendel, because Hashem says, look at you, and He says, you have a special thing that you, and only you can do it. And you're doing better than everyone else. And everyone has his own thing. So my blessing to all of us. And I use the opportunity of month of ELUL to really understand that we are amazing, we are special, we can do it, we believe in ourselves. We know that whatever you want, you can achieve. Because God believes in you. He gave you time. He gave you energy and He gave you life. Use it. Don't disappoint yourself. Look in the mirror and says, I'm proud of you. You're amazing. And Be'ezrat Hashem, everything that we want, everything we wish for, God will provide to us. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you.